Melasoft solution for the SAF-T process. As you know, SAF-T is the standardized electronic format for collecting and exchanging accounting data between the taxpayers and the tax authorities. So to exchange the tax information between the taxpayers and the governments, this SAF-T process is implemented in most of the European countries. It's a digital file, by the way, and it contains all accounting records that are required for tax compliance, including the invoices, receipts, and other related financial transactions. All of these documents are included in this digital file. What is the purpose of SAF-T? First of all, it streamlines the tax reporting process. Again, as the system is automated, it reduces the administrative burden on taxpayers, and also it improves the tax compliance with timely and accurate information. In this slide, you see the legal background for the SAF-T process. The process starts with in 2015 with the Law 207, which regulates the procedures for collection and payment of taxes in Romania. And in the same year, another order is published, which establishes the technical specifications for the SAF-T reports that includes the mandatory fields and data formats in the XML file. And also in 2016, another order is published, which establishes the procedures for submitting SAF-T reports to the tax authorities, including the deadlines and the requirements for the electronic signatures. Finally, in 2019, with a new order, it amends the technical specification for SAF-T reports, and it makes some updates in the mandatory fields and data formats. So this is the general legal framework for the SAF-T process in Romania. Here in this slide, you see the timeline for the SAF-T process. The SAF-T process became mandatory starting from 1st of January and 1st of June 2022 in two phases for large-scale companies in two phases. And starting from 1st of January 2023, medium-scale companies have to use this SAF-T process for reporting their tax. And finally, the small taxpayers and the non-resident companies will use the system starting from 1st of January 2025. This is the general timeline for the process. SAF-T process, similar to other e-invoice and e-transport processes, it has some phases. As you see in the slide, the preparation phase, all necessary data is collected. First of all, you have to understand the requirements, what is required by the report, which data is necessary. So after the requirements is determined, the necessary data is collected, validated, organized, the consistency checks are done, and then VAT compliance are done, and the data is prepared. After preparation of data, we pass to the creation phase. In creation phase, usually some software tools are used for mapping the data according to predefined standard formats for creation of the SAF-T file in XML format. After creation of the file, then the validation stage starts. In the validation stage, you use some validation tools in order to find the errors in the documents. If there are some errors, then you have to revalidate, you have to correct and revalidate the documents. After validation process, then the file is submitted to the government. Of course, after submission, you have to check whether it is accepted or rejected by the government side, so you have to also track the submission process. Finally, the confirmation. Confirmation is the verification process. In order to complete the process, you have to pass all of these 5 stages of SAF-T process. In Romania, 3 different reports are possible within the scope of SAF-T. The first one is the SAF-T monthly or quarterly report, which is the D406. This document, this report is required monthly or quarterly, depending on the turnover of the taxpayer. So depending on the turnover layer, you have to monthly or quarterly report this report. Also, what's the content of this report? This report contains all financial transactions during the reporting period, of course. What are these financial transactions? The sales, purchases, and other income and expenses are all included in this file. So all of this information should be compiled and mapped in XML files and submitted to the government in the form of this XML format. The deadline for the submission is the 25th day of the month following the reporting period. For instance, we are in April, so for reporting, assume that we have a monthly report, then this report should be sent for this month in the following, in May, 25th of May. So this is the deadline for submission. The second report type is the annual report, which is D406 asset report. As the name suggests, it is an annual basis report. It has to be submitted annually. What is the content of this report? The fixed assets for the reporting period is considered in this report. So the acquisition date, purchase price, depreciation method and rate, and also tax depreciation expenses are all included in this report. Again, this report should be submitted in the predefined XML format. For the deadline for the submission, it is the 21st of January of the following year. So in order to submit the SAF-T annual report of this year, we have to send the report until 31st of January of 2024. Finally, we have the SAF-T on request report. This report is again, the frequency of submission is the upon request. So upon request, then this report is prepared. It is not a periodic report, it is prepared upon request. This report includes the information regarding the inventory at a specific point in time, including the quantity, value, and location of the items. Again, it should be submitted in the standardized XML format. The deadline for the submission is also determined by the tax authorities, so the deadline depends on the tax authorities for this report. Each report has a different function. The SAF-T monthly, quarterly reports all financial transactions. SAF-T annual reports is a summary report for the assets, and the SAF-T on request report is a summary report for the inventory. So the XML file has different fields, has different mandatory fields, and has different information requirements. So depending on the report type, the mandatory information changes, and this information, the main headings of this information are listed in this slide. Here you see the SAF-T process flow in Melasoft solution. As Melasoft, we have already implemented SAF-T solution in different countries. In general, the process is as on this slide. First of all, Melasoft add-on solution captures the data required by the government. So for each report type, different information requirements there are different information requirements. So this data is collected from the SAP system. Then the structured data files in SAF-T D406 reports formats are created according to the needs of the company. Then after the XML file is created, then this XML file should be validated by using the DUC integrator, which is a validation tool proposed by the government. So this tool is used for validation of the XML file. After the XML file is validated, then together with the XML file, a PDF document is also created by the DUC integrator tool. Then after the signing, the PDF file and the XML file is submitted to the Anaf after this stage. So this is the final stage of the submission. Here you see the general system infrastructure, Melasoft SAF-T solution high-level architecture. First of all, using the data sources for the financial transactions, fixed assets, and inventories at specific points in time, using these data sources from the SAP system, Melasoft SAF-T solution creates the corresponding SAF-T report. Again, over the cockpit, you can monitor the file in XML format, you can download it or you can email it. So the XML files, the created XML files can be downloaded, and using the DUC integrator, then this file is validated, signed using the digital certificate, and finally the PDF file and the XML file should be submitted to the Anaf portal. So this is the general process flow and general high-level architecture for Melasoft solution for SAF-T. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Have a nice day.